this is Francine from REMAX Crown Realty, and welcome to my series, Ask an Expert. Today, I have Gina Melton from Radius Financial Group, and she is here to answer all of your mortgage questions. So please give a welcome to Gina. Hi, Gina.
Thank you so much, Francine. I'm so excited to be here. Hope I can answer all your questions.
I sure you can. I'm absolutely positive. So can you tell me a little bit about you and Radius Financial Group?
Well, me personally, I've been in the industry for about 20 years. We won't tell anyone that. And Radius Financial Group, we've been around for about 12 years. Our CEOs are still originating mortgages, so they understand how the industry works. And it's a wonderful place to be. I can do all kinds of loans.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, let's get into those lender questions then. So what is the difference between an APR and interest rate?
Well, that's a really good question. I get asked a lot. The APR is where they take the interest rate and add some of the closing costs and then create a percentage to give you the APR. Your interest rate is truly what you're paying through the 30-year term or 15-year term of the loan, but the APR shows you what the cost to borrow the money is.
Okay, all right, great. And what are the interest rates running these days?
Right now, depending on your particular scenario and what product you use, your credit scores and all of those fun things, they're running anywhere from 3.25% to 3.875%.
Okay, great. What types of mortgages and terms do you offer? You mentioned a lot of them, so.
Yeah, we do FHA, VA, conventional loans, asset depletion, bank statements, pretty much anything you can think of.
Okay, great. And what is an escrow account?
Oh goodness, that's a good question as well, Francine. An escrow account's where they take a portion of your monthly payments and set it in like a little separate savings account. And that's to pay your property taxes and your home insurance. So, if, for example, if you close on your home in December, your taxes are going to come due in November. And that's when you want to be able to pay them, so you get the good discount from the property appraiser. Well, and your insurance is going to be due about then as well. So you need to have enough money to pay both of those bills when they come due.
So how do you calculate how much they put into escrow?
Usually they take the bill, divide it by 12. That's the monthly that would be added each month. And then they usually put in a 2-month cushion just in case those bills fluctuate.
Okay.
But they can never hold more than 2 months in escrow.
Okay.
Additional into the escrow account.
Okay. And if the year comes and there's the extra 2 months in there, do the clients get a refund back?
They will get a refund back depending on how much is overage.
Okay.
You got it. They always keep the 2 months in there, but if there's more than the 2 months, you'll get a check back. If there's not the 2 months, you'll get a bill.
Okay. Yeah, of course, right? Can I pay the insurance and taxes on my own, or do they have to be in escrow?
You can pay your property taxes and homeowner's insurance yourself, but in some loan programs, they require you to have an escrow because you didn't put much money down. And they want to make sure that those tax and insurance bills are able to be paid. Usually FHA, USDA, they want to see you with an escrow account.
Okay. And you'll go over the different programs if someone wants to call you. There's like a million programs, so you have to do it by individual, right?
Absolutely. It's more of a scenario-based thing, so your scenario is going to be different than mine. You may want to do USDA because you're going to be out in the country and need 100% financing. I'm a veteran. I utilize that program and I got a better rate. So it all depends on what you qualify for and what fits your particular needs.
Okay. Is there first-time home buyer programs?
Yes, ma'am. There are first-time home buyer programs. At Radius, we even offer our own down payment assistance program.
Oh, wonderful.
That will allow up to 3.5% on a forgivable loan.
Wow.
So if you make your payments on time for 3 years, they'll make that payment go away and you'll never have to repay that loan again.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you offer rate locks, and can I pay for points? And because not everybody knows what points are, can you define what a point is?
Absolutely. We do offer rate locks. We usually don't offer rate locks until you've found a property.
Okay.
And honestly, I never recommend locking in for more than 30 to 45 days. Because the longer the locking time, the higher the rate. The shorter the locking time, the better the rate can be.
Okay.
And points can be charged to get you a cheaper interest rate. You can get a credit back from the points to give you a credit towards your closing costs, so you're less money out of pocket.
Wow.
So points can be used for numerous things, and it's just a percentage of the loan amount. So for example, if you were borrowing $100,000 and you paid 1 point, it would be $1,000 that would show on your final closing statement that would be part of your closing costs.
Okay, wonderful. What credit qualifications do you require, and is it dependent on my credit score?
Credit is dependent upon your credit score, and it's not just credit score, but how much credit you have or how little credit you may have.
Okay.
So someone may have a 700 credit score, but they've only had credit for 3 months.
Right.
So they don't have a lot of experience. It's going to be difficult for them to get a $200,000 mortgage if they've only ever borrowed $500.
Right. Okay.
So experience with your credit. Scores are important. Most lenders won't do anything below a 580 credit score. But that is also a case-by-case basis and all those things.
Do you help people if they're lower than that? Will you go through their stuff and let them know what to do to make their credit better?
Absolutely. I've helped numerous people bump their credit scores up so that they can buy homes. Sometimes it takes a little while, but if you don't have a path, you don't know how to get there.
Right, exactly. And what qualifications do they need to get there? Do they have to do anything special?
Well, the big thing is monitor your credit on one of these free sites. I don't care who you use, but take a look and see what collections you have. Certain lender or certain programs require that you only have say $2,000 in collections. Anything above and beyond that's going to have to be paid off. It's just monitoring what you're doing, and don't close all your credit cards. That's not going to bump your scores up. It's going to actually make them go down.
Oh, really?
So if you close a credit card, now you have lessened how much credit availability you have. And it will, why the algorithms make it do it, I don't know. But they do, closing accounts will cause your scores to go down.
Right, okay, wonderful. And what will my closing fees and payments be?
Well, again, it all depends on what program you're doing, because your closing costs are going to be, usually it's approximately 4 to 5% of the loan amount.
Okay.
Because you have a lot of people involved. Surveyors, appraisers, title companies, all those people get some money out of the closing. And the fees are going to vary. A lot of them are based upon the purchase price and loan amount. So when you look at taxes to the government, like documentary stamps, intangible taxes, title fees, those are all based on how much money you're spending.
Okay.
It's the easy way to put it.
Right, yep, okay. Are there any income requirements for buying a home?
The only income requirement you're going to have is what you can afford based on what you make.
Okay.
So everyone's going to look at your debt versus income, how much you make versus how much you're spending every month. And that's going to include car payments, credit cards, all of those things. But it won't include things like your light bill and car insurance and that sort of stuff. So they always want to see, especially after 2008, that you can afford to repay the loan.
Okay.
And you're usually looking at 45 to 55% of your total outflow being the maximum.
Okay. What if my spouse has a higher credit score than I do?
Well, we're good. All lenders use the lowest middle credit score of all borrowers. So for example, if you have a 700, a 680, and a 660, and your husband has a 700, a 740, and a 780, we're going to use your 680 to price and underwrite the loan off of, because it's the lowest middle score of the 6.
Right, and it doesn't matter if it's a husband or if it's a significant other or if it's your brother or sister. It's whoever is on the loan, you take the middle.
Correct.
lowest.
It doesn't matter who is on the loan. And there's no requirements to be husband and wife to buy a home together.
Okay. Yeah, that was another one of my questions is it possible to buy a home without your without another person, without your spouse?
Without your spouse, you can purchase a home without your spouse. The caveat to that is your spouse will have to sign off acknowledging that there is a mortgage on your primary residence. If it's a second home or an investment property, nobody's going to care. You don't have to have anybody else sign anything at all, as long as they're not on the loan.
Okay. All right. And do you offer pre-approvals and pre-qualification letters? And can you explain what the difference is?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. We offer both pre-qualifications and pre-approvals. A pre-qualification is where your client calls me and they say, hey, I want to buy this house Francine has. And I take all their information. I run credit. I run it through the automated underwriting system such as DU and LP. And I determine whether or not they would qualify and prepare them a letter and send it to the borrower as well as yourself.
Okay.
On a pre-approval, we do all of that, plus we gather all of your the borrower's documentations, submit it to an underwriter, and have an underwriter hug and love that loan before we create the letter. At Radius, we offer what we call a pre-approval promise. So as long as you don't change, like you don't quit your job or you go buy a new Mercedes or something like that, and you can do we give a $5,000 insurance policy per se.
Okay.
So the seller, in the event that you didn't close because of our error, we'll give the seller up to $5,000 to recoup their money.
Okay.
For their house
Wow.
being off the market during that time.
Wow.
And that's definitely not something everyone offers.
Yeah, I never heard of that before. So it's really good to get it pre-approved because you actually have everything pretty much on its way to being done. But then with that incentive, it's definitely better to get all of the documentation into you that you need.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, it's going to be a little longer process than a pre-qualification.
Right.
I can do a pre-qualification for one of your clients in 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Where a pre-approval is going to take a week or so because we're going to verify your income. We're going to get all of the forms, your bank statements. We're going to pat you down for payment.
Yeah. What forms do you need for someone to?
2 months of bank statements, most recent, all pages, please.
Mm-hmm.
2 years of the tax returns, including W-2s, 1099s, K-1s, or anything that applies. IDs, employment pay stubs. I need 30 days of pay stubs, whether you're paid bi-weekly or weekly. That's a good place to start because there may be other things that are needed depending on your particular scenario.
Right, and you can go over all that when they call you.
Absolutely.
Do I need mortgage insurance? And does it go away after the length, after a certain point in the loan?
If you don't put 20% down, unless you're doing a VA loan, you will have mortgage insurance.
Okay.
If you put 20% down, mortgage insurance is not required.
Okay.
Mortgage insurance, depending on the loan program. So for example, FHA, once you start doing FHA loan, until you either sell the house or refinance it, you're going to have mortgage insurance for the life of the loan.
Okay.
If you're doing a conventional loan or USDA, anything like that, it will age off naturally after you reach 79% loan versus value.
Okay. All right. Very good. Is there a prepayment penalty?
Our loans don't have prepayment penalties.
Okay.
So that's never a concern with us. Most loans don't, depending upon whether or not they're doing something like a balloon or something like that. But the federal government has really tightened down on when and how you can offer prepayment penalties.
Okay. All right. And is there any do's and more importantly don'ts that they should be aware of when they're looking to start the process of getting a loan?
Absolutely. Keep paying your bills on time. Continue to save. Don't make large deposits into your bank account. Don't open any new credit accounts during the process, because that can cause additional paperwork. Don't change anything with your employment. Don't quit your job. Those things can cause you to affect your loan.
Yeah, and don't buy a new car for the new garage.
Bingo. And don't buy new furniture for that new house until after your closing.
Yeah, very important advice. Do you have anything that you would like to add?
Homeownership is one of the most wonderful things anyone can do. Before you start shopping, I always recommend my clients, please get a pre-approval or a pre-qualification so you know where you stand. Most agents such as yourself, they want to see that, especially if you want to make an offer on a home. No one's going to accept an offer unless you're paying cash without a pre-approval or a pre-qualification.
Yeah, especially in this, hey, we got a train. So, well, thank you very much, Gina. I really appreciate you on my series here, Ask an Expert. And I'm Francine from REMAX Crown Realty. This is Gina Melton for Radius Financial Group. We'll have her contact information in the bottom of the page there, so you can get a hold of her. If you have any questions, make comments, you can always ask me or ask Gina. So I really appreciate you. This is Francine from REMAX Crown Realty. Have a great day.
Thank you, Francine.